Good morning, fellow zombies, from the Diary of a Griever named John Weaver, which is me. Well, it's the 6th, or it's the 7th, one of those. It's Friday, February 2026. And we are dealing with egos and everything else happening these days. It is the 6th. Okay, cool. Just want to check the calendar on that one. Give me a second. Change the camera angles again. Makes it easier for me. Okay. When you get an empire into the city, you have it developed and it's starting to spread throughout the countryside. You need to have ego boosting things to continue the insanity of it all. Sorry. Get you back. We have a president who has lost his fucking mind. The official health monitors for his health, both mental and physical, keep claiming he's doing fine. They're scared shitless about their jobs. They want to keep their damn jobs, but they're also afraid of retaliation from the gas bag. And the gas bag has been losing his mind for years. Maybe one of the reasons why his wife and his family don't spend enough time with the guy is because they know he's lost it. Maybe they had an argument with him a long time ago about his sanity being challenged. And it is, because he has no sanity left. But the physical stuff that he's trying to put up in Washington, D.C. to build upon his mental state, tell people that he is the Donald Trump. We're seeing name changes everywhere. Plans for an eyesore to be put in there. Maybe taller or grander or uglier than Francis Arch that they've had there for a century or two. Maybe longer than that. Trump, when he did his visitation in Europe, must have gathered a lot of things in his head. What things he could do to Washington, D.C. if he ever got another presidency. There's no way in hell he could challenge the courts of getting a third term. But he wants his legacy out there a great deal. He's willing to destroy a national monument, an art center that was dedicated to John F. Kennedy. Because they have that in federal law, he's willing to break it. He's feeling that there's no law he cannot break because he is the President of the United States. He got voted in there. He can break any law. When you take the oath of office, you are supposed to be supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States, not to mention the laws of the land. But what if you think you are above the law? Now, the other thing that they hadn't mentioned as much, and they should have, is the Supreme Court case that ruled in Trashbag's favor of doing things while he thinks it's national orders or for the national good, national security, even if it means assassinations, captures. How about defacement? Starts off with the White House inside, defacing it into a Roman Empire-like feeling in there. Gold, silver, basically gold. Gold little designs here and there to make the empire, makes the White House feel like it's Rome. In the olden days, in the times when they actually had the empire, when the Caesars were ruling, he feels himself as a Caesar. He's called himself a king quite a few times. I have him on record. have him in artistry that he's officiated under. And now he wants this monument built. He wanted another monument built right next to the White House, but he's not going to get it, is he? A huge ballroom. You can envision a huge ass ballroom, taller than the White House or anything else. That'll be grandiose, and people will come to see it, come to see me. But the truth be told, we're looking at destruction of his mental state in one form or another, including the destruction of the White House, which I don't know what the hell they're going to do to replace the damn thing or repair it. It'll take them years. It'll take them a decade or maybe more. I don't know what it'll take. He wants a safe, secure room or anything else. He wants to feel safe. He wants to feel trapped. He wants to feel in a cage. He wants to feel like nothing can touch him. When you're that screwed up in the head, it's all the thing you can't think about. The world's coming after you, and you got to find a place, and people will be outside willing to throw their lives against things. To a point, he's cheapskate. He doesn't pay his bills. He doesn't pay for anything. He wants everybody to pay for his own mistakes, his own trials and tribulations, and then he can take the credit for everything and smile down benevolently. He's been doing that for his ages, for all of his life. He wants to make the name Trump mean something in history. Yeah, it's going to be like a garbage dump. But an arch with little epaulets or whatever kind of things that they would call them on him, gold-plated, to show what? An edifice about a lunacy? About a lunatic? It was one thing if France was doing one thing because of celebration of a victory. I can understand that historical point of view. But we are talking about a guy with mental instabilities that he wants to remake Washington, D.C. into his own. He wants places renamed after him. He wants an airport renamed after him in Washington, D.C. How about a train station after him? He just wants his name all over the damn place. He wants to live forever in this kind of insanity. That's all he wants. When he's gone, who's going to remember the great Trump? Why was he so great? Because his name's so great. But why was his name so great? What did he do? He's got a name all over the place. It must be something. No. He didn't. He brought death, destruction, and ruin to people. Because he was chasing his ego. What did they do what was so great? The economy tanked? World hates us? Trading partners to avoid us like the plague? Military force on other countries? This is what makes him so great? He got rid of the illegal immigrants. Did he now? And he goes after birthright citizenship through his lieutenants. And his lieutenants are more than happy to do it because they love drinking into power. They're drunk with it. The courts are having a field day with this. For the ones that are still actually thinking that they are beyond Trump's influence. That they are thinking about the law. They're thinking about the rules, Constitution, what made America, America. The maggots are having a hard time because they cannot fathom, they cannot control, and they don't understand why the fearless leaders turned on them. You wanted a lunatic to run your country, and guess what? It's running into the ground. Enjoy it? Are you having fun with it? where our neighbors, our supposed besties, cannot stand Americans because of the decision we made and the terror we will unleash on the world? Would they now support the insane nut and all of his doings that he's trying to do? He's already let loose an El Salvadorian gang leader of a country who's running it like a gang leader into a national prayer breakfast of the United States. The first person to introduce himself is a lunatic. But Trump has no qualms with it. He wants it. He wants his lunacy. As one particular notable former CNN host would say, well, did he say that, or is there another guy I was thinking about? If I can just get my mouth working right today, well beyond Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah, there was a movie based off on that title somewhere. A normal guy trying to evade the cops goes into a mental institution and becomes nuts himself while trying to stay sane and escape the cops because he's nuts. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is the title of the film. Trump got voted in. We did this to ourselves. We voted this shit in, and now we've got to deal with it. We're hoping for the magical midterms to do something about it. Because sure as hell, the Republican Party won't do anything about it. They're enjoying their ride too much. They're drunk with power. They're drunk with insanity. But some of these old-timers are saying, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I'm walking away. I'm walking away to save and salvage my own good name, my own damn dignity. Let the other generations have them. Let everybody else have them. I'm walking away. Yeah, cowards to the end. They let loose a monster and said, it's your job now. Yeah, but you're the one helped into it. I don't care. I'm getting out of it. I don't want anything about it. I'm denying. I'm retiring. Retiring. Is that what they call it? Hiding? When the old farts can't deal with the mistake they made, and they run away. They're their own individual. If I want to put this into a gothic motif, they made their Frankenstein, their portion of it. Now they can't stand it, and they're running away from it. Just like the character in the story of the Prometheus man. Mary Shelley's Wollstonecraft story concerning about a monster that a young scientist had created and doesn't know what the hell to do with his creation, and his creation's pleading with him, well, why am I here? You're my master, you're my God, what's going on here? And then the monster gets thrown out to deal with the world because the guy can't stand his own damn creation. He couldn't stand parenthood, but he was on this mad quest to make his dream come true of creating life. And then what? Then what? How the story was supposed to be a fictional tale concerning about a monster, we're using it as a psychological basis that we're seeing it in real life. They didn't see this in real life. She didn't see this in real life. She thought it up. She must have seen something about it. To create something of a story of that psychological profound, of a nature that we're seeing right now, that extends from her time into our time. Mistakes and choices we've made that we can't deal with, that we refuse to deal with. hell must be made of guys who made these kind of mistakes. People who have made this kind of mistake of running away, but facing their horrors on a constant basis. Frankenstein's creature was discovering the joys and pains and horrors of being a human, of how disfigurement, every which way, was an anathema to people who had their own version and vision of what other people were supposed to be like. And then they see something that was just created as something they don't want to deal with. An uglier side of their life, but still searching for life, of being innocent as hell, but they can't stand dealing with it. This is us. This is us, guys. Deal with that one. You look in the mirror on a constant basis, you're wondering who the hell that guy is in the mirror is, or that face in the mirror is. That's you. Warts and all. Getting uglier and uglier. Including the side of things that we're facing. Our own psychological demons coming to life. We're seeing our own Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hydes. We have the invisible guy who turned invisible, and now he's a monster set loose. We have an impaler of sorts. Vlad the Impaler, who had the lore created around him about him drinking blood all the time and living on lifeless souls. Or surrounded by them anyway. We have the Gothic tales to remind us of the psychological horrors of our own tragedy, of our own making in real life, or in elements of it. We are succubuses. We are our own little vampires. We have to suck on people's joys, ideas, livelihoods, whatever it is. We suck them dry and move on to the next victim. And I get the deal, she must be obeyed. I wanted to go on a full tirade on this one, and I still got to deal with my dog. Excuse me. I get this damn pause button to work. Guess I decided to wake up and join a party. We create our own horrors, but are we responsible enough to fix them or to live with them? We have an out-of-control political figure who wanted attention so damn badly. He's now got the ultimate, and he's trying to make more out of it. They would consider him a Greek tragic fictional character, Midas, King Midas, who wants everything laden in gold, and yet everything he touches turned into tragedy. He was granted it, the ability to change things into gold. But the problem regarding that one is there's always a price. We are paying that price. And the future generations will be suffering under it, under our own stupidity, our own ignorance, our own greed, our own avarice, our own hubris. We did this to ourselves. Own up to it, or else we're like Frankenstein's creation, in one form or another. Can we deal with that one? Can you deal with that one? Talk to me. That being said,